Hey family, it's Netta back at you with Black Lives Count. So glad that you're joining me tonight. So family, Donald Trump has come out and said he's going to cut the funding for blue states that are sanctuary cities. Yep, that's what he said. So he's getting ready to start doing that now. I believe it's going to be February 1st, okay? I'm going to read a little snippet from an article by The Hill pertaining to that. All right, just give me 1 second. I'll get my glasses on. All right, so effective February 1st, no more payments will be made by the federal government to states for their corrupt criminal protection centers known as sanctuary cities. This is what the president wrote on Truth Social. He said, sanctuary jurisdictions often limit local law enforcement from cooperating with federal immigration authorities. Some also provide social benefits to immigrants lacking legal status. And I did a video not long ago about the Karen Bass. I think she's the mayor of California in San Francisco. She's paying illegal immigrants up to $50,000 each, okay, who cannot work because of what's going on with ICE. So, yeah, that's what he's saying. They're committing crimes. Sanctuary jurisdictions often limit In August, Attorney General Pam Bondi sent a letter to 32 sanctuary jurisdictions deemed non-compliant with federal immigration laws. The list of states included California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Minnesota, Nevada, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington. She urged them to comply with the administration's immigration enforcement efforts or lose funding, citing an executive order signed by Trump. The order directs Bondi and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to identify appropriate federal funds to sanctuary jurisdictions, including grants and contracts, for suspension or termination as appropriate. The latest move comes after a federal judge ruled the executive order, which would have paused funding for more than 30 sanctuary cities, was likely unconstitutional. U.S. District Judge William Orrick, who was appointed by former President Obama, extended his preliminary injunction in August after the administration did little to object the original order. Still, the Department of Homeland Security ramped up pressure by publicly listing more than 500 sanctuary jurisdictions, including cities, counties, and states, arguing they put American lives at risk by obstructing immigration enforcement. And I'm going to say this. I tend to agree. I agree with that. Because, for the first thing, there are no sanctuary cities for black people. Or black criminals. Let me change that. For black felons, okay? There are no sanctuary cities for black felons. There should not be sanctuary cities for anybody that are committing crimes, okay? And the states that are intending on, because even in Minnesota, the mayor and the governor are telling ICE to get out. They're not going to allow ICE to do their job. And if ICE is doing a job that they were hired to do, which is remove illegal migrants from the United States, and sanctuary cities, the government officials are standing in the way of that, they should lose the federal funding. Absolutely. I 1000% agree with that. it just strikes me odd that these people will stand up for wrong until the bodies are black Americans. So I would say that President Trump is well within his right to restrict federal funds to any city that calls themselves a sanctuary city and will disallow ICE to do their job, intervene, put people in place to impede them from doing their duties, performing their duties. They should not receive federal funding. I'm in a total agreement with that. Now, I will not agree with everything any of these politicians do. I am not in agreement with people being abused physically. However, from what I have seen of so many people being very aggressive, violent almost to a point, threatening, they're committing crimes. They're committing crimes. It is about on the verge of him calling the Insurrection Act. Okay? And that's going to open up a whole nother can of whoop ass. So I would think that the sanctuary cities should let ICE do their jobs. And if those people are here legally, which they're saying people that are here legally are being deported. I don't know. But let the process work itself out. We've had to do that for a long time. And I think that everybody should go about it the right way, come to America in the right manner, and then hopefully, I'm saying hopefully because I'm not the government, hopefully you won't have to worry about being deported. I'm not saying that this is the best administration, and I'm not saying it's the worst. I don't have a dog in the fight. I really don't. Unless somebody is offering policies to black Americans, I don't care. I really don't. But one thing I know that it is not right for them to have sanctuary cities, because a lot of those people could possibly be criminals. There have been illegal migrants here in America committing heinous crimes. I know there was the 3 young white women that were killed that they made a big to-do about, and one of them, they did draft a bill for her in her honor because of her death was so heinous. But they were not the only ones. There have been quite a few black women also killed. There was a young sister, and I'm sorry I can't recall her name, but there was a young sister that was sitting at a stoplight in her car, and like 6 illegal migrants pulled up and shot her, just shot through her windows and killed her because they were trying to rob her, got out, tried to rob her and stuff. You know what I'm saying? There was a young black woman that was thrown, I believe, off a balcony or a bridge or something recently, and she didn't get a lot of coverage for her death. So there's been a lot of black women that have been attacked as well. Black women, practice your Second Amendment right, because there are virile dogs roaming around America, and they can be any color, okay? And you need to protect yourselves. But so all I'm going to say is follow the law as we have been told for so long, for over 400 years. Follow the law, and then you don't have to worry about anything. And if you're here illegal, they have given incentives to self-deport. They're saying they'll give $1,000 to people who self-deport. Now, that was a couple of months ago. I don't know if the offer still stands, but you better check it out for it's too late. All right, family, I thank you so much for joining me. Please like, share, comment if you would like to. And if you're not subscribed, please become a subscriber. All right? We'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and blessings to you. And Black Power family, take care. Bye-bye.